Hey, my name is Prathmesh Pawar. Uh, so I'm a Punekar, born and brought up in Pune. Have studied all my life, worked all my life in Pune. Uh, I'm a geologist by training. Studied earth sciences in my bachelor's and master's. And as I was going through my learning journey, I had some excellent teachers who inspired me to be a good teacher, who be an inspiring teacher as they were. So I got inspired and I immediately after my master's I dove into the field of education. So initially I worked with an NGO called Science Education Initiative who worked with the PMC schools in Pune, and there I used to also do teacher trainings, and I also created content there, mainly science and math content. But I always had the passion of earth sciences, geography, history, uh, and I got an opportunity to work in Ferguson College, my alma mater. So I had a emotional connect with the college where I had studied, where the teachers had inspired me to be this educator I strive to be, and I pounced on the opportunity. I worked in Ferguson. I taught geology there at bachelor's and master's level, along with the same teachers who had inspired to me, good teachers. So it was a great opportunity to learn as a student and later on also as a colleague with them. It was a good enriching experience to work with older kids, and also side by side I continued working with the NGO where I worked with younger kids. Uh, yeah, and after the lockdown, I got an opportunity to work at DLRC. So here, since last 3 years, I've been facilitating the subjects of geography, environment, history, and social studies at the younger level, middle school level. So the experience I've had before of creating content, training teachers, and teaching older kids, college kids, have all helped me to gain a broader, a holistic perspective of teaching, facilitating. And I think I'm trying to use that here at DLRC. And I try to be an inclusive teacher, try to be a more hands-on teacher, try to be a facilitator who understands what the kids want, and also I try to bring on all the aspects of their surroundings, their hometown, Pune, and going outwards toward the whole world. So yeah.
What all do you do at DLRC? That's a long list. Interesting methods, processes, examples, or any highlights for now.
Yeah, so as I said, those were the topics, the subjects I teach. So right from grade 6 to grade 10, I've had the experience of teaching for last 3 years. And geography has always been my favorite subject. I'm also passionate in history. So bringing in these passions into teaching is what I strive to do. If I'm able to translate this passion, if I'm able to uh, transfer this passion into the kids, I think that is what makes them gain interest in the subject and do well in the subject. So to do this, I things that attracted me, I think I try to imbibe them in my lessons, such as things like connecting things to your environment, connecting things to your day-to-day life, connecting things to their surroundings. I think that what makes learning relatable and relevant to the kids, including 21st century skills and technology. Like I like to use Google Earth and satellite images in my geography lessons, because today is the world of technology and you can't just rely on learning through the textbook, so you have to go out of the textbook. I also like to bring in personal experiences. So I have had the privilege of traveling a lot in India while I was studying and teaching geology. So I try to bring in my experiences in the lessons. I try to bring in kids' experiences also in the lessons. So the thing I start with usually when the academic year starts in June is always let students share what they have done in the summer break, where they went, what they experienced, and connect that to their learning. I think that makes it more interesting and relevant for the kids also. If I talk about history, history has always been taught as a very dry subject, a very subject focused on events and people and years. But the main focus of history should be why are we looking at the past and how it is relevant today, and how can we use the knowledge, how can we use that experience in future. I think when kids see that connection, they get hooked to the subject. And storytelling is another important thing and interesting way to include all of these events that happened in the past. I try to bring a lot of stories. Uh, Being a Punekar, Peshwas have been always close to my heart. So when we do, for example, grade 8 history, social studies, a part of that is how the British colonized India. And there comes the part where there are a lot of Anglo-Maratha wars and all of that history, 18th century and 19th century. So I tell a lot of stories and kids seem to enjoy them. That has been a feedback from the kids over the years. And last year, I have also been involved in treks. So, as DLRC is nestled between a lot of hills, we try to take kids to treks every week, and it has been a great experience to for the kids to experience what they have been learning out in the field. So, the environment, the trees, the animals, the climate, the rocks. So kids always love to pick up rocks, and kids right from primary to high school, whenever they find some rocks, they always run to me and ask me, Prathamesh sir, what is this crystal we found? What is this rock we found? And it gives me immense joy to answer their questions because they have found that spark, they have found that interest, and they are using their learning whenever they are out. So that's a these are very enriching experiences for me as a facilitator, as a teacher.
Wow. What was your first impression of DLRC when you stepped in on the campus? And what's your thought process now?
Uh, when I first stepped into the campus, uh, Pawan himself gave me a short tour, and I was immediately hooked to the idea of having such a beautiful campus on a farm between the nature, very close to the nature, classrooms without walls, all wooden structures, and very eco-friendly practices. Uh, what I loved the most was, and I still love the most, is how kids can actually see outside the classroom when they are learning in the classroom, and how they can actually see things happening around them. So the classroom we are in right now, actually just behind the camera is actually the farm. And whenever we do agriculture in grade 6, we actually take the kids out in the farm, and they can actually see the harvesting happening, the sowing happening, the various types of crops growing, the different types of irrigation that they can see around, everything in action right on the campus. And it has still remained. DLRC campus still holds all of those beautiful things, all the beautiful facets of the campus are still there. It's been 3 years for me. Next year will be the 10th year of the school. So uh, very important and a unique thing about the campus is this nature. And I think going forward, that will be a big factor for me personally, that I love the campus for.
Oh, okay. What kind of people would be able to connect with DLRC as parents, facilitators, and students?
Well, as you can evidently see from my sharing before, that the bond with the nature, the connect with the nature that happens on campus in DLRC is most important and very vivid and very evident in daily life, in every lesson. So if you are a person who loves the nature, who loves the ecosystem, who loves the animals, plants, everything around you, I think this is a great place for anybody, a teacher, a facilitator, a teacher, a parent, or even a student. So yeah, uh, if you if you are a person who want to get hands-on experience of learning, if you want to learn in a very experiential way, that is what we strive to do at DLRC. And if you are bored of typical classroom, closed classroom teaching, a one-way style of teaching, just looking at the board and the textbook, I think if you want to try new things, this is a good place for you.
What's your aspiration for yourself and the DLRC community to grow into?
Uh, One aspiration I had a couple of years ago was starting heritage walks of the city, sharing the heritage, the history, the stories of the city where we live in. So last year I got an opportunity to collaborate with DLRC, and we started these heritage walks. and we successfully had the first year, and we ended couple of months back with the first season, and it was a great experience, a very positive response we got from the community. As a lot of community members in DLRC are non-locals, they have come from all avenues of India, all parts of India and the world also. So it was very heartwarming and very touching to see such good response for exploring the heritage of Pune. And my aspiration will be to continue this on larger scale, involve more people, involve more dimensions of exploring the heritage, not just through walks, maybe with talks also, maybe with longer visits outside the city, maybe nearby places. So that is my one aspiration, and my second aspiration is more academic, because teaching has always been my passion. So I want to continue doing that. The subjects I love the most, geography, history, environment, I want to continue teaching them, and especially in the middle school, impart that passion and the interest to the kids, so that people come out of that bubble of just following the typical streams of medical and engineering, and also explore more avenues of careers and professions by finding the interest and the passion from other areas also. So yeah, hoping to do that, and influencing more and more kids upcoming in the upcoming years.
So, is there anything else you want to share, talk about, or mention?
Uh, I think along with the campus, the physical features of the DLRC campus, I think it's the people also which make the campus what it is. And I have been blessed to have amazing people, amazing colleagues, amazing mentors in the last years that I've worked here. And I'm sure people who want to join here in any capacity, as a teacher, as a student, or as a parent, will find this, pool of amazing people to work with, to interact with. And so yeah, DLRC is not just the nature, it's the people also. And if you join DLRC, I'm sure you are going to have an enriching and a very memorable experience.
Wow. Right. Okay, one kind of very, I would say, pop-on question right now is that what kind of people should not think about coming over at DLRC?
uh well well, if you are more attached to your comfort, if you are for comfortable in your AC, air conditioned rooms, and cushioned chairs and proper benches. I think if you are avert of that rustic feel, that nature feel, I think you won't suit in this whole setup of DLRC.